welcome to Wireman's Whimsy. This is another sewing video presented to you by Lorraine. Currently, I am working on a quilt called Algorithm, and it's from the Stripology Squared book by GE Designs. Excellent book. There are so many patterns in this book that I am going to be making. I'm really looking forward to going through the book and making many of the quilts in it. I'm using the Sakura line of fabric from Moda. I've had this for a while. It was a gift to me from my mom because I fell in love with it, and I've been waiting for the perfect project to use it on, and I've chosen to use it on this one. The algorithm pattern in the book has all of these strips being different colors, and I really wanted to use a single color, so I needed to modify the pattern to be able to use a single color. And what it means is I needed to do a little bit, I needed to cut things differently. In the book it uses 10 by 10 squares, so I started with a 10 by 10 square, but I needed to modify it because I needed just a single color for the strips as opposed to cuts from the 10-inch squares. So what I did is I took a 10-inch square just in cardstock, and I worked out that I wanted my strip in the middle to be about 1 inch. So I needed the strip to come out of the paper to be about 1.5 inches. So I squared it all up, and I actually used my quilting rulers and an old rotary cutter with an old blade in it to cut this so it was straight. And then I used these and worked out my dimensions. I needed to cut the strip fabric at 1.25 by 14 1/8, and these needed to be cut from strips of fabric. I stripped the fabric and cut it 6 1/4 in strips, and then I used the 45-degree piece on the ruler to make my triangles. And what I've done is I've set up the sets here. These are all the sets of strips that I'm going to be putting together. As you can see with this one, I've got my center strip, and I've got my triangles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up putting these together with the strip in the middle. And once you've sewn it together, you need to square it up. And I use my 12.5 by 12.5 ruler to square it up. And when you do the squaring up, it is really critical where this point measurement is. You need to make sure that the point is exactly in the middle. So wherever this piece and this piece is, they have to be in the same measurement on your ruler, because otherwise your corners are going to be off and your pattern isn't going to match up nicely. So stay tuned for more videos as I get further into this. This was my kind of trial run to see if my modification worked. And I'm really thankful to GE Designs for this pattern, because I wouldn't have been able to do this quilt without it. So looking forward to getting my blocks made and rows put together so we can see the final product. Thanks so much.